video demonstrates TSExplain, a tool to help users understand the underlying evolving explanations for any aggregated time series. This chart shows the daily confirmed COVID-19 cases in the US along the time. The red part is smoothed by 7-day average. We can see this trend line rises and drops multiple times. After looking at this what is happening figure, a natural question is why this is happening. When we search this question on Google, we can get many news trying to analyze the rises and falls in the US. Most of them drill down to state and regional level to understand where and why COVID-19 cases are rising and falling. Taking a closer look at each news, we can see the analysis on where COVID-19 cases rise and fall are very different. This is because these news are published at a different time. In summary, we can see people tend to explain the fall and rise of COVID-19 by regions fall and rise. In abstract, COVID-19 case fall and rise represents an aggregated time series trend, and the regions rise and fall represents the subdata that contributes to the overall trend. Region can thus be considered as an explain by feature. Furthermore, we notice that as time advances, the regions dropping and rising the most are evolving. Different from journalists' manual analysis and news publishing, from time to time, TSExplain could automatically help users understand the underlying evolving explanations for any aggregated time series interactively. Here we demonstrate how to use TSExplain to find the underlying evolving explanations for the daily confirmed COVID-19 cases. First, we choose the COVID-19 dataset and the date as x-axis, daily confirmed cases as y-axis. As we can see, the time series is very fuzzy, and we can choose to smooth the data using, let's say, 7-day average. After looking at the trend, users may wonder why the daily confirmed number is going ups and downs. They tried to drill down to state level by adding state as the legend and brush over the overview chart to zoom in details. However, it is overwhelming to look at this chart with all the states, and it's hard to interpret what are the top states that contribute most to the overall trend's change. TSExplain to the rescue. For instance, if the user is interested in explaining the trend during the period of July 22nd to December 31st, we can set the time range accordingly. Next, the user can specify state as the explain by feature based on their domain knowledge. Users can then leave other configurations as default. For instance, the metric used is absolute change. At a high level, absolute change measures the absolute value each state contributes to the overall trend's rise or fall. And we focus on the top 3 explanations with the largest absolute change. TSExplain will then automatically segment the whole time series into multiple segments, and each segment has its own inherent and cohesive explanations. Here, TSExplain segments the time series into 7 segments. The table shows the top 3 explanations during each period. Pureness evaluates how consistent these explanations are in the corresponding segments. Plus and minus denote the rise or fall, respectively. The bottom chart visualizes the trends of each segment. Users can interpret the evolving explanations over time by looking at the top explanations during different periods. Specifically, from 2020 March 7th to 2020 April 6th, New York, New Jersey, and Massachusetts rise contributed to the overall rise in the US, while from 2020 April 6th to 2020 June 2nd, even New York, New Jersey declined dramatically. TSExplain captures an interesting pattern that California starts to rise. During holiday season 2020, the last segment, California and New York surges again while Illinois declines. As users may have noticed, the last few segments' pureness score is relatively low, and users can again use TSExplain to dig into those specific periods. In addition, TSExplain can handle more complicated cases like multiple explain by features, different aggregation functions. For more details about how we do it, please watch our long video. Thanks for your attention.